The landscape of the Chicago Bears secondary is about to undergo a seismic shift that nobody saw coming just 48 hours ago. Imagine a veteran playmaker with elite versatility suddenly becoming available exactly when Ryan Poles is looking to solidify this defense for a deep playoff run. We have internal reports suggesting that a major trade target has officially hit the market, and the Bears are already positioning themselves to strike before the competition heats up. This move could redefine the boundary in the slot for years. Do you want to know who is finally joining the Chicago Bears? Kenny Moore is the name that every insider in the league is whispering about today after Adam Schefter dropped a total bombshell regarding his future with the Indianapolis Colts. The veteran cornerback and his current team have mutually agreed to seek a trade as he enters the final year of his contract. This isn't just a rumor. It's a strategic move by both sides to find a new home for one of the most versatile defensive backs in the NFL. For the Chicago Bears, this news is like a gift from the football gods because they have been quietly monitoring the market for secondary depth. Sources inside Halas Hall indicate that while the Bears have talent, they lack the veteran stability that a player like Moore provides. He can play the boundary, excel in the slot, and even drop back as a box safety if needed. The Colts are looking to move him now to gain draft capital, but there is a major game of chicken happening. Teams are waiting to see if Indianapolis will eventually release him, while others are aggressive enough to pull the trigger on a trade immediately to avoid a bidding war on the open market. This situation is reaching a boiling point because Chicago needs to decide if they want to surrender a mid-round pick or risk losing him to a division rival. Tyrique Stevenson has been the projected starter, but his inconsistency has left the door wide open for a veteran arrival that would change everything in that room. The Bears have bigger needs at edge rusher, but if the price is right, Ryan Poles cannot afford to let a blue-chip defender like this walk away. This trade would not just be a depth move. It would be a statement that the Bears are ready to compete with the elite offenses of the NFC. The real question is how fast the front office can move before another contender jumps the queue. But even with more on the radar, there is a massive underlying problem with the current depth chart that could derail the entire season if it isn't addressed right now. If you think the secondary is safe as it currently stands, you need to look closer at what's happening with the young players who were supposed to step up last year, but failed to deliver when it mattered. Do you think trading for a veteran like Moore is the missing piece for this Bears defense to finally become elite? Tell me your thoughts in the comments right now because I'm reading every single one. If you love deep Bears analysis and want the latest insider updates, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button to help our channel grow. Tyrique Stevenson is currently the man in the spotlight, and frankly, the pressure is mounting on the young cornerback after a roller coaster debut season. While he showed flashes of brilliance, Stevenson also saw his role reduced significantly late last year due to poor play and technical lapses that the coaching staff simply couldn't ignore. The emergence of other players temporarily masked the issue, but with those depth pieces now gone to other teams, Stevenson is essentially starting by default. This is not the winning formula that Matt Eberflus wants for a defense that prides itself on discipline and takeaways. Inside the building, coaches are concerned about whether Stevenson can handle the workload of a full season without a veteran safety net. This is exactly where the Kenny Moore trade becomes vital. Moore wouldn't just be another body in the room. He would be the legitimate competition that forces Stevenson to either sink or swim. Furthermore, we have to look at the Kyler Gordon situation. Gordon is a fantastic talent in the slot, but his injury history is becoming a major red flag for the front office. He has never played a full 17-game schedule and missed a massive chunk of last season. If Gordon goes down again, the Bears are essentially defenseless in the nickel package unless they land a versatile piece like Moore, who has played the majority of his career snaps in the slot. The logic behind targeting a veteran is clear. You cannot rely on health and potential when you are trying to win the North. The Bears are looking for insurance policies that can actually play at a Pro Bowl level. Moore is a 30-year-old vet who brings a nasty edge to the run game, which is a massive area of need after Chicago finished as one of the worst units in the league against the ground attack last year. He posted an elite run defense grade that would immediately boost the Bears' toughness in the box. This isn't just about pass coverage, it's about fixing the identity of the entire defensive backfield. The front office knows that relying on late-round draft picks to make a year-one impact is a gamble they might not want to take given the current stakes. The internal conversation has shifted from if they should add a corner to how much they are willing to pay for one that can play 3 different positions at an average or better level. Every day they wait, is a day another team gets closer to a deal. The technical impact of bringing a player like Kenny Moore to Chicago cannot be overstated when you analyze the scheme Matt Eberflus is running. We are talking about a player who has consistently produced high-level PFF coverage grades in nearly every season of his career, showing a level of consistency that the Bears' current young core simply hasn't reached yet. When you look at the front office's strategy, Ryan Poles has been very calculated about not overcommitting to aging veterans, but Moore is in the final year of his deal. This creates a low-risk, high-reward scenario where the Bears can get elite production without a long-term financial burden. If the season started today, the lack of a true veteran presence next to Kobe Bryant at safety or as a backup to Gordon would be a glaring weakness that offensive coordinators would exploit from week one. By adding Moore, the Bears essentially fix three problems with one move. They get a boundary starter to push Stevenson, a slot insurance policy for Gordon, and a potential box safety that can hit like a linebacker. This versatility is exactly what Eberflus craves because it allows him to hide his coverages and blitz from different angles without changing personnel. Looking toward the future, this move signals that the Bears are moving out of the rebuilding phase and into a win-now mindset. They are no longer just collecting assets. They are hunting for specific pieces to finish the puzzle. The internal scouting reports on Moore emphasize his ability to get his hands dirty in the run game, which is a non-negotiable trait for this coaching staff. Last year, the Bears' run defense was a sieve, finishing in the bottom 6 of the NFL. Adding a corner with an 84.4 run defense grade is a strategic strike against divisional rivals who love to establish the ground game. The front office is also weighing the cost of draft capital. They know they have significant needs at edge rusher and on the interior defensive line, which are usually high-round priorities. Using a mid to late round pick in a trade for a proven veteran is often smarter than drafting a rookie who might take 2 years to develop. The future of this defense depends on its ability to stop the high-powered passing attacks in the NFC North, and you don't do that with project players. You do that with guys who have seen it all and can communicate at a high level. Moore represents the professional standard the Bears are trying to build. Ultimately, the pursuit of Kenny Moore is about more than just a single trade. It is about the Chicago Bears finally deciding to stop being a developmental project and starting to be a powerhouse. For the fans, this move represents hope that the front office finally understands the urgency of the current window. We have seen too many seasons where a single injury to a player like Kyler Gordon or a slump from a young guy like Tyreek Stevenson ruined the entire defensive rhythm. By going after a veteran of this caliber, Ryan Poles is telling the city of Chicago that he is willing to be aggressive to protect the team's progress. This move has the potential to transform the secondary from a question mark into the strongest unit on the field. It provides the veteran leadership that young players desperately need to see every day in practice. The meaning behind this potential acquisition is clear. The Bears are tired of being average. They want to dominate the line of scrimmage and the perimeter. If this trade goes through, it will be the clearest sign yet that the culture shift in Chicago is permanent, and that the standard has been raised to a championship level. This is the kind of move that turns a playoff hopeful into a legitimate contender that nobody wants to face in January. The impact on the locker room would be massive, providing a boost of confidence to a group that is hungry to prove the doubters wrong. Now, I want to hear from the real fans who live and breathe Bears football every single day. Is Kenny Moore the missing piece that takes this defense to the #1 spot in the league, or should we keep our draft picks and trust the young guys to develop on their own? This is a franchise-altering decision that could define the Ryan Poles era, and your opinion matters more than ever right now. Drop a comment below with your take on this trade. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a single update on this developing story. We are going to be following this trade saga minute by minute as the news breaks from Indianapolis to Chicago. Hit that like button if you want to see Kenny Moore in a Bears uniform this season. Thanks for watching, and as always, bear down and get ready for a wild ride this offseason because things are just getting started in the Windy City.